Live service games are in a really weird spot. Over the last 10 years, we've gone from a video game launching, getting played, and then getting put back on the shelf to a game launching, getting played, and then delivering a regular flow of new content designed to keep players coming back day after day, week after week, and month after month. Obviously, this rhythm has been around for a very long time. I think back to DLC packs for Call of Duty that chopped up the content in a slightly different way, but that ultimately netted out of the same type of setup. The new game launched in November, and then it continued to deliver new content at a cadence that kept people coming back until the next game dropped the next year. Also, shout out to World of Warcraft, the OG live service game. But now we've evolved past Call of Duty being the only mainstream title to really make that leap. In the last 10 years, we've had Call of Duty, Destiny, Battlefield, GTA Online, Rocket League, Fortnite, Diablo, Overwatch, the list goes on. But this video is not meant to talk about the games that hit it big and have kept players coming back for years to see what's new. We're here to talk about the ones that failed, or better yet, the ones that are actively in the process of failing. Let's start off with a backstory. Every year I come back to see what's new in Call of Duty, and my gaming taste have definitely changed through the years, but I've still got a soft spot in my heart for that classic running and gunning. Or in the case of Black Ops 6, the running and gunning and diving and swerving and twisting and pulling and, omni movement. But the Black Ops 6 beta claimed my weekends back to back, and it got me back in that FPS mood. I'm feeling good about this year's Call of Duty. It was very good. But after the servers went offline for the open beta, I was still looking for something to scratch that FPS itch, and Modern Warfare 3 wasn't installed because you need like 10 different DLC packs and who knows how that launcher works, but I had XDefiant on the console, so sure, why not? Now, I've talked about this game a couple of times on the channel, but this is Ubisoft's take on a free-to-play shooter that combines the feel of a late 2010s Call of Duty with a class-based hero shooter packing characters that have active, passive, and ultimate abilities. And the coolest thing about this game is that the factions and maps are all pulled from different Ubisoft games. So it's effectively a Smash Bros. Style FPS pulling from the world of Ubisoft that bakes in Far Cry, The Division, Splinter Cell, Rainbow. It's a very neat idea. I put a good bit of time into this game, and it's a great shooter that packs the feel of an old school Call of Duty for the modern era. The faction system switches things up enough to where there's some variety in the gameplay to scratch that itch, and it's definitely worth coming back for more. Even if the standard Battle Pass grind feels incredibly slow unless you pop a double XP token or play on a double XP weekend, it's still a good time. But XDefiant is a free-to-play live service shooter, another game that's relying on cosmetics and battle passes to bring in the big bucks, while things like new maps and factions and weapons are all added for free and earnable in the game, and that's reportedly not going so well. An article from Insider Gaming posted a couple of weeks ago reports that XDefiant's player count has plummeted from 8 million players in its first week, which was a huge win for Ubisoft. In fact, one source that Insider Gaming spoke to shared that the game has been struggling to crack 20,000 concurrent players. And another source said that Ubisoft would probably be happy with that number. For a free-to-play game that's out on Xbox, PlayStation, and PC, it's a pretty grim outlook. Apparently, leadership at Ubisoft is giving the development team until Season 3 to win back players and turn things around, which should launch shortly after Black Ops 6. That's not a good time for any shooter to hit the scene, let alone one that's trying to win over players that are mostly all going to be playing the new Call of Duty. But it's not just the player count that's dropping. Insider Gaming also said that internally at Ubisoft, optimism for the future of the game has shifted because of the declining player numbers and the lack of player spending in the game. Because no matter how good a free-to-play shooter might be, development isn't free. Games are made to make money. Which brings us to the point of today's video. Every big company is chasing their Warzone or Fortnite, the moneymaker to end all moneymakers. And even if Ubisoft wasn't really trying to dethrone Call of Duty, their goal was and is to deliver a game that gets players in the door, gives them a game that's worth playing, and incentivizes them to drop a few bucks on a battle pass or some cosmetics to keep them locked in for the current season and beyond. But the thing is, as much as I want to support this game and see it succeed, it's a hard sell. The whole incentive of cosmetics or battle passes is to get cool stuff for your character to show off in the game or to the squad that you play with. Why would I drop money on a game that's fading from public conversation and might not be online this time next year? And that's the never-ending cycle. A new live service game launches that's fun to play, but that needs to drive revenue to stick around. Then reports come out that the game's player count is dropping and that it needs to make more money to survive. So the people that enjoy that game don't want to spend money on something that seems like it's about to be gone forever. But the game can't stick around if people don't spend money. So developers and players are stuck in this Western shootout where one side needs money, the other side wants wants to give money, but the fear of it going away is keeping that from happening. The dystopian fact that this all comes down to is that players just want to be confident in the thing that they're buying, and that's true for players wanting a full-priced game to be good, a DLC to be worth the money, or a battle pass giving them access to cool cosmetics that they'll be able to use for years to come. Spending money in big hitters like Call of Duty or Fortnite or even Battlefield and Halo feels more comfortable for most people because they can be confident that those games aren't going anywhere overnight. They might hit end of life status and stop getting frequent updates, but they'll always be here and have people playing them for years to come. That's not something that every game can promise. Now, this is normally the part of the video where you'd expect some advice on how to save the game, but ultimately how you spend your money is up to you, and you have every right to be confident in the game that you're buying and supporting. But it's up to the games that we play to prove why anyone should buy them at full price if they're paid or pick up a battle pass if they're free. And a game taking off is ultimately up to the quality of the game and how the community reacts to it. And lots of luck. But even when all of those elements are in action, a game isn't guaranteed to succeed. If you're in the market for a free-to-play shooter to bridge the gap between now and Black Ops 6, XDefiant is definitely worth your time. The big question is if it will be around by this time next year. But that's just my hot take on XDefiant and the problem that a lot of fledgling free-to-play games have to deal with. I would love to know your thoughts down below though. Does a game have to hit some kind of threshold before you splash some cash, or do you not mind buying a battle pass or tossing a few bucks here and there for free-to-play games, even if they might be a flash in the pan kind of situation? I'd love to know your thoughts. And of course, if you're new here, you like what you see and what you hear, hit that subscribe button for videos like this every week and gaming news shorts throughout the week to keep you in the loop, and I'll catch you on the next one.